Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Putback podcast with Tyler and Cole. Now, before we get things started today, I want to make sure you can check out our social medias. We have the Twitter and we have the Instagram. On Twitter, we are Podcast Putback, and on Instagram, we're Putback Podcast. Now, what do we got going on today, T?
I probably should have pulled with the notepad file. Got some topics, predictions. No stat lines because I don't really see the. Kawhi had 36 the other night. That's about it. I don't really see the point in doing stat lines anymore now that we're this far into the playoffs. It's not like, huh?
Kachok?
Yeah, Kachok and Pandemic P went off for, I think it was 72 points between the two of them in that one game.
The fun guy and Pandemic P.
Yeah, the guy. Side note, this is a quick story. Paul George was dating Doc Rivers' daughter and cheated on her with a stripper. Like years and years and years ago. Paul George's baby mom was a stripper.
So that's something him and Lou Williams have in common, huh?
That's probably why the
like
Clippers.
Strippers, huh?
That's probably why the Clippers lost and they went to a strip club. Paul George was there, and they just didn't call him out on it.
Is Clippers like a code word for we watch strippers? Is that?
I don't know. But I gotta look up if Ty Lawson ever played for the Clippers. Moving into our first topic, Ty Lawson gets banned for life from the CBA, the Chinese basketball.
Yeah, what happened there, bud?
He went on social media, talked about how he didn't find Asian women attractive, and then had talked about how he might have to switch over to Asian women. Then there were a couple pictures posted of him with a Chinese stripper's ass backed up on him at some strip club, and it was his picture. It was on his Instagram story, I believe.
He posted? It wasn't somebody else?
The picture was taken on his phone. The picture is literally him in a mirror like this. Like, taking pictures with his hand on her ass and everything.
Oh, man.
He's doing amazing things over there. It's okay. Ty Lawson really... I think Ty Lawson should have been out of the NBA long before he was, because he had a history of like DUIs and all that other stuff, and he wasn't really that great of a player to begin with. I mean, he could whoop my ass, obviously.
Yeah.
Any NBA player could whoop my ass.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume most G League players can whip your ass. I know they can whip my ass.
Yeah, they probably could whoop my ass too. I'm out of shape, dude. I have the weight of a center and the height of a point guard. It just doesn't work.
What league did our buddy play for?
The one that we used to play with at Westside?
Yeah.
He plays for the ABA, semi-pro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them could probably give it to you, too.
I've played some D3, D2, and D1 guys. Division 1 guys beat my ass every fucking time.
Yeah.
I can't do shit about them. This is another side topic. I played pickup against the starting small forward for the Salisbury Seagulls, I think was what the team was called. And he told me I should come try out for the team. Called the coach. I wasn't gonna start. Obviously, he was 6'6", and that was their small forward. That was your
small forward.
That was the small forward for the team at the time. And I called the coach, and the coach got on this high horse about all state, all conference, and all, like his whole team was all something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm all Doritos. And
Doritos.
And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. But no, I played against a Division 1 point guard one time. Division 1 point guard. He was 6'3" and 240 pounds. Because he was so tall, I had to guard him. I was 6'4" and 285 pounds. And
a little bit of a weight class difference.
Couldn't fucking keep up with him to save my... Dude, it didn't even look like he was that fast. Like, he was deceptively speedy. It was terrifying. Like, Al, the ABA guy, I could at least keep up with him a little bit. But this guy was, like, ridiculously fucking quick.
Yeah, about...
It's like Al on steroids.
Probably 30 pounds ago, I probably could have guarded him.
This is, another off-topic thing. We were playing pickup at Westside years ago, and Al, the ABA guy, this is before he played semi-pro, crossed everybody on my team up. Everybody. And so we stuck Cole on him, and Cole was pretty much the only guy he couldn't get past or cross up. Cole stayed in front of him the whole time. Now, obviously, Al made his way down the court because that's just how basketball works. But he could not drop your ass. Not even in the cracks.
Nah, he tried hard.
That's that lineman in you.
I just remember him really going for the rim the one time, and I stayed in front of him. I think he still made it, though.
He's really good at, like, the crafty finishes.
Granted, my shoes were going in the garbage afterwards because I was skidding. You remember?
You had holy running shoes when you got there, and it didn't get any better when you left.
No.
Let's get back on topic for the
All
NBA
right.
though. Ty Lawson's banned from the CBA. That's about for strippers. At this point, I'm convinced he played for the Clippers.
He might have. He might have.
I got to look into his history. I know he played for the Nuggets, but I would put money on him playing for the Clippers, even if it was a day trade. Hayward didn't leave the bubble to see the birth of his child. How do we feel about that?
I think that's a little messed up, bro. Like, I know you're chasing a ring, man, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Now, assuming the Heat and the Celtics went to 7 games, right?
Yeah.
And this is without Hayward. Let's say he left to go see the birth of whatever daughter.
Daughter, son. I'm not sure what
he,
he's
she, it, attack helicopter. He left the bubble. He would have, when he got back, he would have to be quarantined for 2 weeks. So they would, like, assuming the Celtics won the whole series 4-3, well, game 7, he would be coming back like in the second or third game of the finals, and then they got to rework him into the offense. If Hayward leaves, I think the Celtics lose.
I mean, I think we're gonna get into this in a minute, but I think the Celtics are gonna lose anyway.
That's That's
true. So who got MVP? Was that LeBron?
No, he actually only had 16 votes out of 101. I don't know how they decide the vote system.
Disrespect is real.
Giannis got MVP, averaging 29 points, 5 assists, and I don't remember the rebound number. I don't even remember how I remember those first 2 numbers. I saw it on Instagram today for like 2 seconds. But it was like 29.5 points, 5.6 assists, and then something outrageous for a small forward to average in rebounds.
I saw a meme of Giannis and LeBron looking like they were having a race.
Yeah, though.
Giannis grabs the trophy and LeBron just keeps going. He's chasing a freaking goat.
It's another level for LeBron, to be honest. Yeah. Like he's lost. You know, he's 3 for 6 or 3 for 7 in the finals, wherever it is. And he's lost, but he's chasing that greatest player of all time status, truthfully. And maybe one day.
He's definitely the greatest player of this generation, but
100%, dude.
I didn't see Michael play, so I can't speak to it.
It was amazing, dude. Just watching The Last Dance was astonishing. I used to watch Michael Jordan highlights to get better at basketball. Kobe was the player of the 2000s, and LeBron is the player of the 2010s, without a doubt.
Those 3 are definitely the Mount Rushmore of the NBA.
100%. It's crazy to think.
If we're talking like the best players of all time, Mount Rushmore, because some people may argue there were more important people in the NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 4th head might be Wilt.
Magic Johnson. 6 foot 9 point.
There we go, argument.
So that's actually what I wanted to get into. So for the 90s it was Jordan, for the 2000s it was Kobe, and 2010s it was LeBron. That's 3 decades where there was an undisputed best player. Like, you could argue KD was good for this year, that year, but KD had a good 3-year span in 2010s.
Yeah.
But LeBron whooped ass the entire time. He got to the Heat, won 2 rings, then he went to the fucking Cavaliers, built that team back up, got Kyrie, won another ring, dominated everything. He's 17 years in the league with 16 first NBA team selections. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Kobe's going to be the best player for the next 10 years.
That's a tough one because we're at that weird point in the generational gap where, Zion will probably be good in a few years, but he's not there yet. Ja will probably be really great in a few years, but he's not there yet. Trae Young, all these players. But I don't know if we have somebody to just step up on LeBron.
Based on the last 2 years, I think Luka has a possibility of being the best player the next 10 years.
But Dirk never was. It was just one of those players that just went unnoticed. Consistently amazing, but just unnoticed. And I really think that's going to be Luka, which is a shame because that's my boy.
Yeah.
But, oh, no, for the decade thing, though, Michael was the undisputed best player in the 90s. People say if he didn't retire in the middle for those 2 years, well, a year and a half, he would have won 8 straight. Because he came back in one of the playoff series, in the middle of the fucking playoffs, and wearing 45 and everything, killed a good team, killed the Magic, and then they lost to the Houston Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon. But Michael just came back from playing baseball. Those 2 sports are significantly different.
You think?
Huge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if this was in The Last Dance or a different movie. But, yeah, he played a basketball game. He had some aliens, and then he came back, played a baseball game. Then he went back to the NBA, so, you know.
Yeah, he was a busy man. And then Kobe undisputed for the 2000s. But if you look at the 80s, which is the year Michael Jordan was drafted in 84, there wasn't an undisputed best player. There was two of them, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. So starting in the 90s up until now, for the last 3 decades, we've had an undisputed best player of the decade. But we didn't have that before these 3 motherfucking GOATs.
I think the first, I think Wilt was the best player of the, first NBA decade.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. But for a long time, it was between, like, not even that. Like, Wilt played against Kareem.
You're right.
How do you don't, it's Kareem.
But he didn't score 100 in a game, bro.
I don't know how the fuck Wilt did that, dude.
Yeah, seriously, man. How do you do that?
I think he played like 50 minutes that game. He played more than that. Like, and
I would love to have that on like a.
There's very little tape of Wilt Chamberlain.
Like, right, man. I just wish we could watch that game. Like,
He
how
had
did
a-
you score 100 points?
He had a reported 46-inch vertical for a 7'1" guy. The motherfucker could jump, and apparently, I don't know how true this one is, he could bench 500 pounds.
Man, could you imagine the stat guy just like falling asleep, just like, Wilt scored again.
You can't fall asleep because the guy dunked every 2 seconds. Yeah, he had the little sign and everything. Nah, that's just, it's been like that for a long time now. People say Wilt Chamberlain played against plumbers. Because when the NBA started, it was like a side gig for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they were competing against the ABA until the 70s.
Yeah, you're right.
Then you had like Jerry West, James Worthy. There were a lot of great players back then. But we're
way off topic.
Yeah.
Way off topic. So, we were talking about the MVP.
Right, and how LeBron's chasing GOAT status.
Yeah.
And then moving on, speaking of Bron. 2 things about LeBron. His son smoked pot on IG Live. Did you see that? And everyone's like, LeBron's about to leave the bubble to whoop his son's ass. I was like, let the kid live.
No. Well, it's not like this kid's just like going to be a freaking plumber.
Right, his kid's not going to go push carts at Weiss. Like,
oh man, was that a shot at me or you?
we both did it. What do you mean? I didn't smoke weed though, so I'm good.
No, neither did I.
But
so
people made jokes that LeBron was going to whoop Bronny's ass and then come back.
He'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
No, he wouldn't. It's fucking LeBron.
You're right.
He'd probably just call David Stern and be like, bring my son to the bubble. I'll beat his ass and then send him back.
Well, he probably would, dude.
And then he'd be like, while you're at it, I saw Jamal Murray at the strip club.
He's not a Clipper.
So?
Anyway, LeBron James versus Denver, man. What's that about?
Career history, LeBron versus Denver. LeBron has 164 playoff wins to Denver's 76.
Yeah, what's Denver been doing?
They were shitty. Melo and Iverson got kicked out of the first round of the playoffs, and then Mutombo got kicked out of like the second round of the playoffs. None of them made it very far. It's hard to accumulate 76 wins when you can't get to the fucking third round.
Yeah. LeBron's been to what, 9 finals?
He's 3 for 6, yeah.
So yeah, that it takes 12 wins to get to the finals.
Yeah, if you completely clean sweep the entire NBA finals, you end up with 16 wins.
Yeah, so
just to get to the finals, you need 12 W's.
So just for those 3 championships alone, that's
36. Just for the 3 championships alone, he's looking at 48 wins.
Yeah, so
that's actually insane.
And if that was a clean sweep every time, which it wasn't.
No, but losses don't count. So
yeah, but you still need
speaking of
you
strippers,
might have to win 7. You might 7.
Speaking of strippers, I mean Clippers. What the fuck happened? Kachok and Pandemic P. What the fuck happened?
Seriously, man, did you see the way Kawhi was looking at P?
Dude, he's
PG.
getting traded. Kawhi's like, I should have went to the Lakers. Ha ha ha. I can't imitate his laugh.
But you sound like the freaking robot from SpongeBob. Give me the Krabby Patty.
Give me the formioli.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
ravioli. Give me the formioli. Is that what it was?
I don't fucking remember.
Think so.
I'm a goofy goober. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Dun, dun.
So yeah.
I don't know where the fuck we're going with this.
But yeah, I think Pandemic P might get traded, or Kawhi is gonna be like, maybe I should have went to the Lakers. Let's see if we can do that.
Kawhi looked miserable on the bench, and Paul George came out and said he didn't expect to win the first year. He's like, we haven't been a team that long. We need more chemistry and all this other shit. And I'm like, dude, bro, you're not gonna make it to next year. Are you okay? Like, is something wrong in your head that you think you're not that guy anymore? This isn't the Indiana Pacers. You're not the guy anymore.
Yeah.
You haven't been the guy for a very long time. You went to OKC. You weren't the guy there. What, did he play for somebody else in between? No, he just played for OKC. You went to OKC. You weren't the guy there. Russ was, and now you play for the Clippers, and you're not the guy there. Kawhi is. You're not even the second best player on the Clippers.
Who's the second best player?
Lou Williams, 100%. Lou Williams is just really good at the 6-man role, though.
Yeah. Did you see the?
And they both like strippers.
Did you see the cut up commercial where Paul George was drinking the Gatorade and it said something, and then about being clutch, and then it flashes to him freaking bouncing it off the freaking backboard.
Yeah.
Like the side of the backboard.
Dude, so I know you don't watch TikTok, but TikTok is eating that man alive. There's a song.
Oh dear.
There's a song out there, and one of the lines is, or I'm never wrong, but I'm always right, because I know how to shoot and I know how to fight. And Kawhi sings the first part. I'm never wrong because I'm always right. And then Paul George comes in and it goes, because I know how to shoot. And then Kawhi turns the volume down, just stares at him. And I'm like, I just laugh my ass off every time.
Oh no.
And Kawhi just sitting in the car. Bro, what? What the fuck you mean you know how to shoot?
Kawhi is probably thinking, I should have just stayed in Toronto and froze my ass off.
Dude, I would have rather Kawhi stay with Big Body Lowry than shitty ass Pandemic P. And dude, Pascal Siakam would have been better this year if Kawhi was there.
Definitely.
Because the attention came off him. It's a shame. It's a shame. Clippers, strippers, Nuggets in 6.
Speaking of the Raptors, did you see a restaurant in Toronto was giving Van Fleet like free food, trying to get him to stay?
100%. I'd do the same fucking thing. I'd call Drake and be like, "Yo, drop a song called Van Fleet. Let's get it. We need this motherfucker."
Seriously though, man.
That motherfucker can play.
Drake, can you keep your twin in the bubble? Not in the bubble. Can you keep your twin in Toronto for us?
They do look alike. I never noticed that before until you said something. Now I'm sitting here thinking.
Last year there was a lot about that.
I never even thought about that. Van Vliet is the basketball Drake.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting. All right, moving on. Got some predictions. I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Predictions. Lakers are up 1-0. By the time this podcast goes live, they will have played their second game tonight at 7:30. We record on Sunday. We've said this every week since the playoffs started.
Who's winning tonight?
Lakers.
Lakers.
I don't remember what I said last week, but my mind has changed. If I said the Nuggets last week, my mind has changed significantly.
Dude, I don't...
I watched clips of the Lakers game. I did the reaction and everything on the other channel, and I watched it, and LeBron is pissed.
Was the game even set last week when we recorded?
No, because the Nuggets were still playing the Clippers.
Were they?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember.
Because we talked about how I thought the Nuggets were going to come back and win in 7.
Right. Yeah. I think this is going to be the Lakers in 5.
I got Lakers in 4. LeBron's pissed. And Dwight Howard's out there now. JaVale McGee's out there. And as good as Jokic is, he's a very good skill player. But Howard and McGee are freakishly athletic.
I'm just going to rely on the Unibrow to have one bad game, and that Nuggets going to take over that game.
What if... Dude, I feel like LeBron's taking it easy all playoffs. I feel like when he gets to the finals, it'll be something different for LeBron. What if, for whatever reason, AD has a bad game and LeBron turns into, 2016 Cavaliers championship team LeBron? Or fucking 2012 Miami Heat LeBron? Just for, one game to step up for AD and the motherfucker drops, 60.
I'd be scared.
That'd be crazy shit. I'd be like, oh, somebody done... Bronny, you shouldn't have smoked some pot, bro. You're gonna piss your dad off. He gonna whoop their ass and your ass.
So, yeah.
So, I got Lakers in 4. You got Lakers in 5?
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets winning game all depends on Jamal Murray going off again.
What you think about the next series?
Heat Celtics.
Who you got?
So the Celtics won the last game, 111 to 106. I feel like. I think that was the.
That sounds right.
That sounds like the score. I still have the Heat. I will continue to ride for the Heat the entire fucking time. And even when we get to the finals, when it's Heat Lakers, I'm still gonna say Heat. I think the Heat win this game in 5 or win in 5.
Yeah, I think 5.
I don't see the Celtics. Jason Tatum had a good game. Jaylen Brown had a good game. Daniel Tice had a good game. I just don't see.
117 to 106.
Oh, my bad. I still don't see the Lake or the Celtics beating the Heat because at this point they'd have to win in 6. I don't see them winning another 3 games.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, bro. Once they went up 2-0, I'm like, oh, it's over. It's over. It's gonna be 5.
I thought they were shutting it down
4
too.
5.
But now it's definitely gonna be Heat and 5. I can't argue with any of that.
Yeah.
What about you? You said Heat and 5. All right, so that puts us at Heat Lakers playoffs. Now LeBron's pissed. Son is a drug addict now.
Bro. Yeah.
Lakers
LeBron's
Heat.
Not happy.
No, I still want to say the Heat, but I'm gonna have to say Heat and 7 now.
Heat and 7.
Seeing LeBron's performance, I got to say Heat and 7 now.
Heat and 7. That may just be our
disagreement for the week.
What?
Is that gonna be our disagreement for the week?
I said Heat and 7.
Oh, I thought you said Heat and 7. That might be our. I was like, oh, I guess we're disagreeing on this one.
Oh no, bro.
You think the Heat beat the Lakers?
7. That might be our love for Jordan talking, but
Jordan? You mean Butler, Jimmy?
No, I mean Jordan. Like keep LeBron away from Jordan as far as possible.
LeBron's far away enough, man. He's got to win 3 more championships and somehow get rid of all the losses in the finals. This has been a long-standing thing. If you go to the finals, right, or if you go to a girl's house 6 times and you only smash 3 of them, but I go 6 times and I smash all of them, who's the GOAT? The guy that went and fucked 6 times. That's Jordan.
I think she's a little bit of a hoe.
I mean, if it's the same girl, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the idea is, like Jordan went and killed it every time he got there, and had to drag a shitty team for a long time. Pippen wasn't good until the 90s, and then Jordan went to the playoffs with fucking not to the finals, but the playoffs with the Wizards.
Oh,
Bro, you had to fucking drag the biggest bust in the NBA history around that fucking Wizards team, and a beat down Latrell Sprewell, who would go on to choke coaches.
Who's choking coaches?
Latrell Sprewell. You ever heard that story?
I just don't remember it at the moment.
He got mad and choked his coach. That's pretty much the end of the story.
But nice.
Yeah. In like 2004, I think.
So, do we have anything else for this week?
I don't think we do.
I think that's it, man.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed the podcast. I forget how to do the outro. Check us out on social media. Get at us on Twitter, Instagram, Putback Podcast, Putback. Links in the description. We're both tired of saying the fucking socials. Yeah, drop us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're on. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, notifications, all that other fun stuff, so you guys get told every time we drop a podcast, which is now Monday at 8:15 because the YouTube scheduling system is broken and won't let me schedule it for 8 o'clock. Kind of salty, I'm going to vent a little bit about production here, all right?
Uh-oh.
YouTube makes me schedule the podcast to go live at 15-minute intervals, so not even 8 o'clock, just 8:15, 8:45. Like, I don't know why it's doing that, right? Anchor, which is the distribution platform we use for all of our audio listeners, won't let me schedule on 15-minute marks. It's 8 to 8:30. So I get very aggravated every Monday morning when I go to upload this, because I go to upload it at like 6, 7 in the morning. I get very pissed.
I can see.
It's very frustrating. But hopefully y'all enjoy the podcast. Peace.
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose.